Here we go. Three, two, one. Welcome to Sports Delivery, the podcast where we deliver the facts of the past about any sport with an interesting history. Today, I'm hosting my older brother, Christian, to ask him some questions about old facts in sports history and get opinions of what he thinks about it. How are you doing today, Chris?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. I'm right here. I'm going to ask you about different questions of 4 different sports, if it's okay with you. You don't have to know about the answers. You can take a wild guess if you like, but I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. So if you don't know the answer to the questions I gave you, just say I don't know, and I'll give it to you anyways.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
So I don't want to bore you with a longer introduction. I'm just going to keep this short and simple. And to get started, I'm going to start with the popular sport in America, which is American football. And you might be familiar with some of these questions, so are you ready to answer them?
Yes.
All right. So the first question I have about football, well, I'm going to start off with a fun fact, but did you know that the Arizona Cardinals hold the longest drought in NFL history?
I did not know that.
Yeah, they are currently active for 72 years without winning a Super Bowl championship. And they were close on 2 occasions. We know it was around 2004 or 3, I believe. Somewhere around there. And the other one was at somewhere in the 1980s. But 2 opportunities to close that drought, but unfortunately they couldn't do it.
You know who they were against in 1980?
Ooh.
I'm asking you.
No, I'm not familiar with, but I've only went back to the one where they went against Pittsburgh, but in the 1980s, it was just a second opportunity that they failed.
Right.
All right. So moving on to our first question. Which quarterback do you think has the most completed pass? Do you think it's Drew Brees, Tom Brady, or Peyton Manning?
I believe it's Drew Brees.
You are 100% correct. Drew Brees has a total of 77,416 yards, while Brady's behind with 74,571. And do you think that Brady would be able to surpass Brees anytime soon while he's continuing with his career?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think any chance that, if Brees gets hurt or like Brady could do it? Because I know you're a Patriots fan. I mean, you like the guy. You think that maybe he has a chance. I mean, he has proven us wrong several times. I mean, I thought that he was going to lose several of the Super Bowls, but they caught up to the Steelers' winning record. What do you think?
Well, it's what is it, like a 3,000 yard difference, which is pretty close. But I don't believe Tom Brady has the arm power anymore to throw that long or stuff. So I think that's the case that he's not gonna be able to catch up. So I don't believe he will catch up, but I still believe Tom Brady is the best quarterback out there.
All right. Bold words from Patriots fans yourself, but we'll see that in a few more years.
Okay.
All right. So this next question is, do you know who's the current active NFL wide receiver with the most touchdown records?
It's a tough one. I'm gonna take a wild guess on this one.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, just because he plays for Arizona Cardinals, I'm gonna say Larry Fitzgerald.
100% correct. Larry Fitzgerald has a record of 121 total touchdowns, while the legendary Jerry Rice has the all-time record holder of 197 touchdowns. You think that Larry can get close to Jerry Rice or surpass it maybe before his retirement?
What was Larry Fitzgerald, 120?
121
And 197 or something like that?
for Jerry Rice.
Ooh, that's tough. Well, I don't know. It could be close. It could be close depending on how much playing time he gets, or have you heard anything of if he's gonna retire soon or no?
No, he's actually returning for another season.
Oh, nice. Could be possible. He just has to be a main target.
Yeah, I mean, with the young rookie quarterback, it's going to be a little bit tough because he's a short guy, but
Yeah.
hopefully he can manage to pass him a few more touchdown yards. But we'll see.
We'll see where it goes.
All right, so that is the questions for football right now, and I'm going to move on to basketball. And fun fact, did you know that before they had hoops and nets for to score points for basketball, they actually had peach baskets that they used in the older times?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's where they got the term basketball. And funny part about it is that they didn't want to take off the bottom holding piece, which it required the refs to pull up a ladder and take the ball out of the net.
Wow, that must have been really annoying for the refs.
Annoying for the refs and the players, because then time was
Yeah.
probably time was still like ticking while the game was going.
Right. Or what would happen if the ball went inside and then bounced off from the bottom holding piece?
I think it'll still count as a point just because it
Okay.
hit the bottom. But other than that, when the ball got stuck inside the basket, either they had to pull up a ladder or there was a guy somewhere like hanging out with the hoop or the basket just to take the ball out.
Take it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna start off with this first question. This goes to the legend who recently passed away. Kobe Bryant, known for winning 5 NBA championships as well as appearing 18 in All-Star games with the elite players. Did you happen to know what age that he started playing first when he was first drafted?
I believe he started playing at 18.
Technically, yes, it was like 17 and a half, but some people say 18. But he was the youngest player ever to start off at that age, while most players would start in their early 20s. Kobe Bryant took the next step and started at the youngest age. I'm not sure if there was other players who started before they turned 20, but I say it's amazing for a young guy to start off that young and to grow up as a player and to become one of the elites where he was heavily recognized, heavily respected. And unfortunately for the accident that happened, may he rest in peace.
Yes, sir.
But hopefully they could continue from his legacy and other players could learn from his accomplishments.
Him and his daughter and all the 7, I believe, passengers that were in that accident. Unfortunately, nobody expects those things in anything. If it's with athletes, if it's with regular people, it's unfortunate, and prayers go out to the families in that horrible incident.
100%. All right, so this next question is do you know which team finished with an all-time record of 72 games won, 10 games lost, and they also won the NBA championship title in 1996? Do you think it was the Lakers, the Bulls, the Celtics, or the Heat?
I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna say this answer. It was the Bulls. Was it?
Yes.
It was the Bulls, and the only reason why I know that was because in 2000, I'm not sure if it was 17, 18, or even 9. No, it wasn't 19. It was either 17 or 18. I believe the Warriors were about to overpass or they surpassed it. I'm not sure, but that's the only reason I know because when they were on that run, they were mentioning, they could eventually have to tie the Bulls record or pass it, but that's the only way I know.
Yes.
It was the Bulls. Yeah.
It's the same time when Michael Jordan was still playing. A lot of players called them the best team in that era. And it's pretty amazing to win 72 games, not in a row, but like to only lose 10 and win 72.
Yeah.
That's an amazing record.
Especially in basketball because they play so many games in their season. So.
Yeah, and that was their 4th time in a row winning championships back to back. And I believe maybe that was the last time they ever won the championships for the Bulls. So pretty amazing, but I believe that maybe some other teams could accomplish that as well. I mean, we got the Warriors to give the example. Hopefully another team could do it as well.
Hopefully the Suns.
Hopefully, man. It's been a while. Last, this is a fact on basketball, but did you know that basketball holds more injuries than any other sports?
Wow, I did not know that. I would think maybe football or maybe even soccer because of how physical and stuff it is. But wow, okay.
I think the only reason they say that basketball holds the most injuries is because compared to athletes like um, football players and soccer players are they're quick and they're mostly athletic, you know, running and like dribbling the ball with their legs and all. But they're pretty much short compared to
Mhm.
other athletes like football players. I mean, they get really aggressive, they attack each other, and like they give each other hard hits. But same thing with basketball and soccer. They're both competitive plays where they're always constantly moving.
Mhm.
But since these players are mostly like 6 feet tall, kind of close to 7 feet, um, a lot of that pressure relies on their knees, and that's the most common injuries for them. It's their knees that sometimes their jumps. You know, they're pretty big guys. They're pretty heavy. They put that pressure on their knees, and sometimes their knees cannot take that much pressure from jumping, from running, or
Mhm.
whatever they do. So hopefully the NBA could fix that so there won't big players like you know LeBron or Kevin Durant don't get hurt while playing. Okay, now we're gonna move on to baseball. The season is about to start, which I'm excited.
Mhm.
Um,
One of my new favorite sports. I used to think baseball was boring or never caught my attention actually up until like maybe 3 to 4 years ago. So, and now it's actually, if not my favorite sport, one of my favorite sports. So,
I'm on the same boat with you, and I'm gonna start off with another fun fact with another legend known as Jackie Robinson, who was the first African American player who broke the color barrier when baseball was segregated with the whites and the colors. And
did
fun
you know who he played for?
for the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Dodgers. Yes, sir.
That wasn't LA Dodgers. That was Brooklyn.
Hey,
It's
still
a
the
big
Dodgers.
difference.
Still the same team.
Big difference. So, pretty sure you know about this because they do it every year. But well, did you know they actually have a Jackie Robinson Day
Mm-hmm.
where everybody wears his retired number?
You know, maybe they will do that for Kobe Bryant.
They should do that. Basketball, everybody wears 24, and
Yeah.
that would be pretty amazing.
Let me see.
And as well as that, you know, number 42 from Jackie Robinson's number is retired throughout every team's. So nobody can wear that number, only for Jackie Robinson Day.
Nice.
So yeah. All right. So I'm gonna assume that you probably might not know this question or take a super wild guess, but can you guess what was the most innings ever recorded in a baseball game?
Oh, I think I know. I think it was the Dodgers versus the Astros, or what was it? Or Boston. I'm not sure. I think they went up to. I think they went up to 14 innings. 14 innings.
Probably 16, but
Something
that
like
that was not the right answer. That could be second place to number one, but the most innings ever recorded was 33 innings.
Holy crap!
And that was between the White Sox and the Brewers, where it was the longest game in history that lasted 8 hours and 25 minutes. Can you believe, or do you think that you'll be able to stay that long to watch the Dodgers play?
I think at that point it's a very competitive game, and I think I would, but I would definitely not been able to sit down the whole time. I would probably have to stand up.
Probably.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
And the game, who won that was the White Sox by 7-6.
Wow, by a run, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Do you know which team was the fastest to win the World Series title?
Was it the Giants?
No.
No.
You want to take another guess, or you want me to give you the answer?
If it's maybe the Yankees. No. Okay. Yeah. Tell me the answer, man.
The team who was the fastest to win it was the Arizona Diamondbacks. That only took him 4 seasons to win a championship against the Yankees, and they lasted all 7 games until the very last one where Luis Gonzalez hit the ball and managed to make a run for the victory.
Nice.
It was
Very nice.
amazing times. Last question, and this is related to the controversy recently with the Astros. Do you ever think that the Astros... Right, I know how you feel, but do you think the Astros can ever make a recovery from their cheating scandal? We know that they cheated off the Dodgers the championship as well as the Yankees, perhaps. But
they not only cheated the Dodgers out, but they cheated the MVP for Aaron Judge. You know that Jose Altuve, I think, got the MVP for that year, and Aaron Judge to me deserved it after the whole scandal. Will they recover? I'm not sure if it's a recover thing. To me, baseball is such a respected sport and such an old school sport as is soccer. So I believe that for the season of 2017, it should remain. Just nobody won that title, and I believe that they should just strip it from them. I don't believe they should give it to the Dodgers because in reality we didn't win it, obviously, but I do believe that they should get stripped from it, and they should just leave that year as a no winner.
No winner.
Yeah.
100% agree on that. You know, it's funny how like they get caught and they give the most pity apology where it didn't even feel like an apology. They mostly like brush it off as saying like it's whatever, like stuff happens and just move on, which in reality we cannot move on from what they've done. You know, it's happened, and we could kind of move on, but we're always going to have that in the back of our heads, like saying like we cannot trust the Astros because the way that they cheated off everybody and they're not really getting punished for it, more of like putting that on their record, but no punishments being taken at all, which like I believe that they should have been stripped from it, and maybe that way they could have like at least recovered their integrity of like saying, okay, we messed up, let's move on and we'll try to win a world title for real. So,
yep. Yes, sir.
All right, that's it for baseball questions. Now we're moving on to soccer, and it's the most popular sport in the world, according to the whole world, but not the Americans, because the Americans lacked the passion for the sport. But who knows? Maybe in the long run they'll see how important it is. So I want to start off with this question: do you know who is the current active player with the most goals? Do you think it's Rolando or Messi?
I'm a big Ronaldo fan, but I think stats Messi has more goals.
You are incorrect. It's Rolando who has the most goals with 743 in all of 1,034 games he has played. Messi has 723 in all 908 games he played. Rolando actually started 3 years earlier than Messi did. So he basically had a head start. But compared to the games he has played to Messi's, I honestly believe that Messi could easily catch up to him. Just because it's amazing that Messi has a few more goals behind Rolando, but like at that time, like compared to the games that Rolando has played, he should have a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know?
Based on the time, yeah, he should have more, but they're both good players. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt Messi catching up or it being super close at the end of the day.
Yeah, maybe Rolando had a rough start in the beginning. You know, sometimes players start rough in their rookie years, and then it takes time for them to develop, like being good or being the professional or the elite players they are.
Yep.
All right, and this is relating to both players in a way, but which team is the most highly paid worldwide in soccer?
Which team? Real Madrid.
They were the highest paid, but now Barcelona took back that earnings because they're at 12,000. Sorry, they're at 12.2 million that they earn every year. Or Real Madrid earns I believe 11.8 or 9 million per year. They used to earn a lot. That was when Rolando was still in the league, but ever since Rolando left, they lost their revenue, and I believe most of their fans jumped the boats to the new league that Rolando went. So that is what dropped them from being the highest earning team to the second highest earning, and then Barcelona is back on number one, just because Messi's still there. Maybe if Messi left, maybe it could be a chance Real Madrid could be back at number one.
We'll see.
We'll see. So last question for soccer. Can you guess the most goals that was ever scored in an international game?
7.
Try again. Higher.
It's higher. 12.
Higher.
15.
Higher.
25.
Higher.
Higher than 20? 30.
A little bit higher.
33.
30. Oh, sorry. Wasn't 33. It was actually 31.
Wow.
31. Where Australia dominated against American Samoa, if I said that right. But yeah, at first when I looked this up, I didn't believe it. Like, I thought maybe it was like some training or practice that could have been an error. But I looked into it, and I saw a video as well where it was for the qualifications for the World Cup of 2002, and it was pretty depressing for the other team, but Australia just kept scoring. I mean, I would think a team after 5 goals, they would have like some pity, but when I was watching the video, like, Australia just gave no crap and just kept scoring and scoring and scoring. And as well as like looking at America Samoa, that defense was nowhere there to stop the ball. And I don't blame the goalkeeper, because he was actually doing his job. There was a few balls that he blocked, but I mean, at that point, I would just probably call it retirement there.
That's crazy. That is wild. That is way too many goals. Should have stopped the game.
Probably. I mean, yeah, it's, if you ever look at that video, like, it's just really depressing. And like, you know, like, sometimes you gotta have sportsmanship, and I believe Australia didn't have that sportsmanship. I think like they were just rubbing it in.
Yeah.
And it shows, because when they finished the first half, the second half, they straight up kicked the ball towards the goalkeeper. They didn't score it because the goalkeeper was there, but that's a way of like rubbing it into the opponents. And you know, that's like, it sucks, but like, you know, no sportsmanship there, which, you know, they could be the hated team right now, but that was back in 2002. But yeah, I still can't believe it to this day.
Wow, that's crazy.
All right, well, that's the time that we have for our podcast, Sports Delivery. I really thank you, Christian, for spending time with me in this podcast.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, man.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I hope you have a good day tomorrow, and you know, continue on loving sports and following sports. And all I want to say is hopefully the Diamondbacks end up winning the World Series this time.
Look, man, I appreciate your podcast, appreciate your time, the invitation, but there's no room for the Diamondbacks right now, man. LA Dodgers all the way, and hopefully this is our year. So
hey, hopefully you don't get cheated off again. Like
we'll get cheated off. I hope we have a good competitive season, both you guys and we do. So thank you for listening to the podcast. Sport Deliveries. Stay tuned.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time.